Welcome to your pick a card tarot readings for Scorpio season and November. If you're watching this at another time, that's also okay because energy is timeless. So just keep watching and follow your intuition. Now, before we get into our quick meditation, I just want to give a little shout out to what I have on today. These are Kazakh hair adornments called cheshpo, and they make this nice little sound when you move. So I thought that they could give perhaps an added layer of ASMR to your listening experience. Let me know how you like them, and I might try them out in future videos. Yeah, and I rarely have my hair done, so I feel a little bit exposed, but I really do want to represent my culture more and where I come from. So here's a little bit of that. Now, let's get into the meditation. If you are ready, and if you'd like, you can close your eyes. Maybe lean back into your seat. Roll your shoulders back. And take 3 deep, clearing breaths with me. Breathe in through the nose. And out the mouth. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax the space behind your eyes. Relax the corners of your nose. Relax your jaw. Lower your shoulders. And just melt into your seat. Relax your lower back, your glutes, your thighs. Sink down, down, down to your seat. This moment, down, down, down. And from here, I invite you to connect to your heart space and set the intention to listen to today's readings with your heart space. Take only the messages that resonate. Take only the messages that restore a sense of clarity, acceptance, self responsibility, integrity, direction, purpose, love, and compassion. Take the messages that ground you, that give you a sense of peace, that light you up, that empower you, and leave the rest that don't. Breathe in to let this intention sink in. Breathe out. And so it is. Now if you're ready, you can open your eyes and look at the 3 groups before you. For group 1, we have rose quartz. For group 2, we have a fossil. I don't know what fossil this is, just really drawn to it and had to take it home with me. For group 3, we have ruby from Mongolia. Now soften your gaze and take in everything you see before you. Noticing your periphery as well. And with this blurry vision, notice what colors or shapes stand out to you. Where do you feel a pull? Which crystal are you drawn to? Now I'm going to call out the groups again. I want you to notice which number or name of the crystal stands out to you as you hear them. 1, rose quartz. 2, fossil. 3, ruby. 4. You don't have to think too hard. These are general readings, so sometimes there can be messages in all 3 for you. You're welcome to start with one reading and move on to the others later. You're also welcome to go with your first impulse. Sometimes we know exactly what we want, but we overthink. So go with what you were initially drawn to. And that feels like a message in and of itself. Maybe you've been overthinking and you actually know what you want. Once you've chosen your group, you can go down to the timestamps below and I'll see you over there. And before we get into it, I just want to give a huge thanks to Squarespace, as always, for supporting this channel. If you don't already know, but you probably do, Squarespace is an all-in-one platform where you can create stunning websites and build an online presence. Their Blueprint AI feature helps you launch faster. It asks just a few simple questions about your brand and is able to automatically build a beautiful on-brand website with curated visuals and content. Once you're in, the Fluid Engine editor makes designing your website effortless. You can drag and drop images, text, and even products exactly where you want them, no coding needed. And with built-in SEO tools, you can optimize your website from day one, helping the right people find your pages through search without having to rely solely on social media. So if you're curious to get started, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to my link, squarespace.com/ADSMR to save 10% off of your first website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, and thank you for being here. Now let's get into Group 1's reading. If you chose Group 1, Rose Quartz, then this is your reading. Hi, Group 1, welcome to your reading. For your group, we're going to be using the Light Seers deck. And as always, let's begin with your current energies, and this should confirm to you whether this is your reading. It's Group 1's current energy. It's going to confirm to Group 1 that this is their reading. Group 1. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay. One card at a time, please. Group 1. You have the Queen of Pentacles. This came out along with the Five of Cups. You're holding space for disappointment, for some sadness, grief. You also have the Three of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of mental activity. It's like your thoughts want to go somewhere. Maybe there are things you want to communicate, but all of this mental activity or air energy, it's scattered. It doesn't really have a proper outlet. With the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, I think this is desire for collaboration, desire for a sort of coming together, teamwork, working together, collaboration, learning from each other, or mentorship, direction in the physical. There's a desire to ground things into the physical. Let's get some cards from Marcel's Oracle deck as well. And tell us more about the Five of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, tell us more. You have Mentor in the reverse along with Guidance. So what we were picking up on here with the Three of Pentacles, I think, is being confirmed. There's a desire for mentorship and guidance and direction. There's a desire to ground things into the physical and to be guided toward a sort of creative outlet when it comes to all of these thoughts you have. This could be with Tangled. It's like there's so much mental rumination. You're no longer clear about what it is that you want or where it is that you're headed. And you're wanting clarity. You have leap of faith reversed. So it's like you don't really want to take a leap of faith. You want certainty. You're done with braving through the unknown with pure courage. At this time, you're wanting clarity so that you can do things with a sense of inner knowing. There's a desire to ground. We have 3 Pentacle cards. You have the Queen of Pentacles as well, and this is that sort of resourcefulness that you're trying to call on in your situation. You're currently holding space for some negative emotions. Perhaps you've felt let down in your situation, in your process. I'm imagining disappointment. That's like, yeah, when I look at this card, I feel that the most. It's this sort of disappointment or feeling let down, feeling forsaken maybe, feeling abandoned or forgotten or erased. And you're doing your best to hold space for this and not to act from this place of emotions. But it is very clear to you that you need guidance right now. You need a mentor, someone that's a couple steps ahead of you to kind of guide the way for you. You also have Decay. I forgot about this card. I think this is here to clarify the 5 of Cups. So again, is that feeling of disappointment, feeling let down, things are withering away, feeling forsaken, and like just, I'm noticing the 9 here in the Decay card. And I'm thinking of the 9 of Wands, but maybe in its reverse position, like you're barely holding on. You're so tired of what it is you're going through. It's that kind of emotional state. Okay, now let's get some Work Your Light messages. What does Group 1 need to hear? Group 1. You have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. So I think your intuition is correct in wanting teamwork and collaboration and guidance. It's like your intuition is trying to take you to your soul tribe to meet with those that are participating in this great gathering, so to speak. you're getting intuitive hits about collaboration and where the next opportunity lies. You have Pleiades, double mission, channeling, and uplifting humanity. And the main thing I'm getting from this card is you might want to look into Pleiades or Pleiadian themes that might resonate with you. I don't really recall anything off the top of my head. And there's also this sense of a double mission. So a sense of what it is that you want for yourself and your situation is also what's going to put you in service of others. And so it's important that you follow your intuition at this time. If you really feel called to get a mentor, that is important, not just for yourself, but also for like your sense of responsibility for others, for community. And you have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So I think there are things you can do to clear your head, and it has to do with having strong energetic boundaries, strong emotional boundaries. And it might be time to cut some cords, to call back your power, to learn to be in your own energy a bit, or discern what is yours and what isn't yours. I think sometimes simply by having that awareness, you're able to pull your energy back and release other people kind of tethered to you. Okay. Now let's go into the Moonology deck. What else do you need to hear, Group 1? Group 1. The end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. And you have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So this to me is like the protection card. Call back your power, discern what is your energy and what is other people's energy in your field. With that awareness, you can clarify a lot of things internally for yourself and quiet your mind. And that feels quite important at this time. I'm getting this really frustrated feeling, and I keep looking at the Knight of Swords. It's like you're wanting to usher in a new beginning, and I think it is coming because we have the full moon in Capricorn. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So you're wanting to usher in this new beginning where a new cycle could begin when it comes to action taking or whatever's unfolding in the physical. And I get this sense of frustration coming from you where it seems like you're kind of stuck not being able to ground this mental energy into the physical. And so all of the work you're doing is kind of up here and like in the ethers, you know, like you can't, it's like the frustration is that you can't make it tangible somehow. It's like you want the work to be external work, but it keeps on showing up as inner work, as intangible mental experiences. Yeah, and I imagine you're feeling quite forsaken when it comes to that. It's like, how do I escape this mental labyrinth where it's just endless inner work? When are things going to start unfolding in the physical, where I can begin to work with others and connect with my soul tribe and follow through with my mission, maybe? Something like that. Like, you want things to happen in the physical, and they keep unfolding at the mental, emotional, and energetic level. Let's get an archetype from the wild unknown now. What is an archetype that group 1 can learn from at this time? One card at a time, please. Group 1. Wow, they just... Wow, okay. We have the mentor. Wow. So we're getting so much confirmation about that. And I'm beginning to wonder if you're the mentor here. But I might be wrong in that. I'm going to read to you what this card means. The mentor, also known as the teacher, the sage, the guru. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. When light, this is focused, clear, bright, remains a student. When dark, this is self-serving, envious of youth, righteous, and rigid. To go deeper, you can look into the riddles of Zen masters and their students. Keep in mind how easy it is to project power onto another. The expressions feet of clay and cult of personality exist for a reason. Although it's typically true that parents are our initial teachers, the child will eventually seek a mentor figure outside of the home to assist their growth. So I get the sense that you are both looking for someone to deliver wisdom to you, and at the same time, you are coming into your own when it comes to your soul purpose, if you will, and your ability to be a mentor for others. It's like, I think this archetype is meant to resonate in both ways. Like you're wanting the focus and clarity of a mentor, and you're wanting to remain a student and learn from someone else's wisdom. I just can't shake the feeling that there's more to this. It feels like we've only tapped the surface, and I'm going to get more tarot actually. Tell us more about group 1 situation. What else is going on? Okay. You have the Queen of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the King of Swords. So, once again, I mentioned this frustration. If that resonated, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like your situation is quite internal. As much as you want things to kind of unfold in the external now, it seems like there's still much to do internally. You have the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, and this is like, well, first of all, with the 8 of Cups, it's like you're on a pilgrimage right now. You're leaving behind the familiar, and you have a sort of sense of where you're headed. Most importantly, you are in service of something spiritual, something higher, in service of your soul mission, deeper integrity, discernment, authenticity. And you are integrating these two archetypes within. The Queen of Wands, someone who's authentic, who shines in her radiance and charisma, magnetism, someone who isn't afraid to speak her mind and be unapologetically herself. And then we have the King of Swords, someone who is so discerning and honest and truthful, someone who cares about their integrity more than anything else. They care about the truth, speaking the truth, acting on the truth, and demanding the truth from others as well. And this feels really internal in your spread. Like, I could say that these are people, these are like the mentors you're looking for, but I get the sense that this is who you're becoming. Like, this is the aspect of the more feminine side of you that you're integrating, and this is the aspect of the more masculine side that you're integrating. And it's just a lot of inner work. And your bottom deck energy is the 9 of Cups. So I get the sense that you know ultimately that embracing your authenticity and integrity is what gets you what you want. That it's okay to kind of push aside your egoic desires, regardless of how much your personal self wants those things, because that, like, the actualization of those desires will be an inevitable side byproduct of doing the honest work of becoming the most authentic and honest version of yourself. Yeah, it's like you're aligning to integrity like you never have before. And you're like starving your ego, but in the best way possible. You're stepping away from your comfort zone and starving your ego. You're like, I know I have these desires, I know I want these things, and I am deserving of these things, but how I'm going to get them is by becoming the best version of myself and for others, and for my community, for my surroundings. And I don't think any of this is new to you, but it just seems like you're once again like initiating yourself to a deeper layer of inner work, a deeper realm of self-responsibility and self-ownership. Yeah. Whew. That felt like a big message. Now things are kind of making a little more sense. Okay, what else does group 1 need to hear? Truth be told. Message in a bottle. So I think there's truth that needs to be spoken. You got the Knight of Swords earlier. And there's this frustration about things always being internal and nothing's really happening out here. So what's going to allow for that shift or externalization is that you I'm getting clear your throat chakra, clear the throat blockages that's preventing you currently from speaking the truth, from being fully honest and in integrity, from being fully authentic in your expression as well. Like whatever's stopping you from being this person is what needs to be dealt with. Like clear those blockages so that truth can be told. There are 3 owls. Whoa. So owls can be a sign for you maybe. Or birds. We got a bird here as well in Message in a Bottle. Yeah, you're going to have to speak the truth at some point to ground all of this mental energy and bring it forward into the physical as the beginning of a new cycle. But it's going to require you to speak honestly and with integrity and clear intentions. And I get the sense that there's something unclear about that, like you don't fully know how to do that, so you have to do the work of clearing whatever's blocking the clarity first. And that is why your situation is largely internal at the moment. Message in a bottle. Yeah, it's like I got the image here shows it. It's like the bottle's still in the ocean representing your emotions, your subconscious, everything that's internal. And soon it's going to wash up to shore. But at the moment, it's still in the water, so you kind of have to deal with the water, so to speak. Yeah, and you have yin. So things are internal, and it's okay that they're internal. I am hearing this, I'm hearing spirit wanting you to kind of accept that, be in acceptance of your situation and how it's manifesting for you. Surrender to the inner work. You have co-create as your bottom deck energy. So this, oh, and we have another owl. Wow, look at that. Owls are really significant here. You might want to look into what owls represent. What else does group 1 need to hear? Oh my god, more owls. This is crazy. What's happening? You have loyal heart. So I'm hearing remain loyal to your mission, remain loyal to your heart, to this pure, remain loyal to how pure your desires are, how pure your intentions are in becoming the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. Again, it's like you have initiated yourself into a deeper realm of self-ownership and self-responsibility and self-honesty. Remain loyal to that. Remain loyal to the purity of that, how pure your intentions are in that. Oh my god, we have another owl. I'm gonna stop pulling from this deck. I'm getting scared. Got another owl. That's crazy. To be fair, the scales are balancing. You might have Libra in your chart. You might want to look into where Libra is in your chart. We're also in a sort of Libran cycle right now with the new moon that just happened in Libra. And you have to clear, you have to, I'm hearing you have to purify your intentions. Someone needs to hear that you have to purify your intentions and be deeply honest with yourself. And until you have clear intentions, it's going to be hard for you to speak the truth. And I know you want to speak the truth here. You want to be as authentic as possible. So clarify your intentions. And that's going to balance the scales, allow for a sort of fairness. And this is going to be important for the next cycle that is going to involve other people. Now let's go into your near future energies. There was a comment in the last tarot video that really struck me, and I left a long response. And I want to just kind of reiterate what I said there. I know sometimes it can be disappointing when you get really positive cards in the near future energies portion of your spread and then it doesn't come true. And I want to clarify that when I'm reading your near future energies, I'm reading a timeline potentiality, a possible timeline that's opening up that you can embrace if you navigate the energies here and follow the advice that's given here. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen for sure, and it also doesn't mean that it's going to happen in a month's span of time. In a month's time. I know I do these readings every month, but I'm not predicting what's going to happen in the upcoming month because time is really hard to predict. We all play with these energies differently. We're all sort of, navigating to the best of our ability, and some things are going to unfold a lot faster for some than others. So I never try to read time, and I never will, because it's always inaccurate, and I stand by that. I know there are readers that will give you like 24-hour messages. Personally, those have never come true for me. So that's just the world I'm living in. That's my timeline at the moment. So what I intend to do here is offer you a potential timeline. What you can manifest if you follow the advice here and navigate the energies here. And all I'm asking you to do as you listen to this is open yourself up to this possibility. So this is kind of like the manifestation portion of our reading, if you will. Okay, interesting. You have the Two of Pentacles. This is quite nice to see because we got the Ace of Pentacles earlier, so there's a sort of progression. We also have the Hierophant and the Devil. This is nice. It's nice that we have the Hierophant along with the Devil, and the Devil's not on its own. Okay, so the inner work that you're doing right now is really important, because once this new cycle comes in your physical, this is going to be quite an external cycle because we have the Pentacles here. Once this new cycle comes in, and you'll have to collaborate and work with other people and learn from each other and co-create, you might actually feel kind of frazzled or overwhelmed in balancing various aspects of your life. So the sense I'm getting is like you're gonna have to navigate not abandoning yourself or abandoning responsibilities important to you by trying to keep up with whatever's new in your life. So there's going to be a sort of period where you're going to have to learn to juggle both and not abandon yourself in either or. And with the Hierophant and the Devil, you're purifying your desires, you're clarifying your intentions, and you're taking it one step at a time. There might actually be a mentor coming into your life. We got the mentor so many times, and the Owl so many times. And the Hierophant is a mentor as well, a masculine mentor. So you might meet a teacher, someone who can really guide the way and give you exactly what you need in order to overcome the devil within yourself. And what I mean by that is like more carnal desires, obsession, obsessive thoughts and ruminations, addiction, things like that. You might meet a therapist. You might finally find a therapist that you click with, or a spiritual teacher that you resonate with. Or you might finally receive just like the perfect kind of guidance you need to take the next step. There's something here about overcoming obsession and addiction, overcoming lower desires or purifying lower desires and turning them into something higher. And that helping you sort of come out of the shadows and back into the light to be with your soul tribe, to be with people that you can co-create with. Okay, let's get one more card before we go. You have the High Priestess. And I'm reading this as you right now. I don't think this is in the future. This is you right now, already knowing a lot of this. I'm hearing you know what I'm talking about. You know what's coming. And you might not want to trust what you know, but you know that you know. And Spirit wants you to trust what you know. Spirit wants you to trust that you know what you know. And I want that to really sink in for you. I think sometimes for those of us who are quite intuitive and maybe clairsentient or claircognizant, I think clairvoyance and clairaudience are kind of more obvious, and so they're easier to trust. But when it comes to clairsentience, when it comes to you just feel something or you just know something, those clairs are a little more difficult to fully trust. And which is why I think this period of inner work is important for you, because you're learning to discern your intuition apart from your ego and apart from other people's energies. You're really coming into the High Priestess and learning to recognize that your inner knowing is something worth trusting. You're deepening discernment, and that's really powerful. So really, please let it sink in when I tell you that you know what you know. Trust your feeling, trust your knowing, no matter how quiet they are. In fact, the quieter they are, the more truth is in them. Your ego is the loud one. Your intuition is always quiet. And I'll leave you with that. Thank you so much, Group 1, for being here. I'm sending you so much love. Sending you clarity, discernment, truth, honesty, revelations. And I'll see you in another reading or in another video. Bye. If you chose Group 2, the fossil, then this is your reading. Hi, Group 2, welcome to your reading. For your group, we're using the Rider-Waite deck. And let's go into your current energies. What's going to confirm to Group 2 that this is in fact their reading? Group 2. What is Group 2's current situation? There's a situation here that has you feeling quite defensive or boundaried or guarded, but that is you're kind of moving away from that now. So this is the thing that's standing out to me the most here, even though we have 3 major arcana cards here as well. But I wanted to start with the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. You've been feeling quite guarded. It's like you've had your walls up. You've wanted to have strong boundaries against something or someone. And it's hard for me to say if you've wanted to show up this way or not. It could be both. For some of you, you might have actually wanted to show up guarded and to kind of draw the line somewhere. For others, it's like you don't even know why you feel this way towards someone or a situation, but you just feel like you need to kind of take space and distance yourself or protect your emotions, or protect your emotions. And I get the sense that you've been in this space for a while, but now you're kind of coming out of it. You're releasing whatever thoughts or beliefs kept you in this energy, and that releasing is taking you to calmer shores, to a place of greater balance and openness and just calm, or like okayness with the situation. It's almost like you're kind of swimming to bridge the gap now. You're swimming, or you're taking your little boat and you're coming a little closer. You're letting down your guard. You're not distancing yourself so much anymore. With Strength and the Devil reversed, it's like you've been doing some really deep shadow work. And again, I'm wondering if you've wanted to, or if this has been sort of against your will. It might resonate differently for different people. For some of you, this was deliberate. For others, it's like you were just kind of found yourself having to do a lot of shadow work all of a sudden, mainly around releasing addictions, addictive behaviors, obsession, obsessive thoughts, obsessive ruminations, like these patterns that just kind of have historically had a grip on you. You've been in this period of really doing the work to let them go, to no longer be chained or limited by these patterns. You also have the Sun, which is so beautiful to see, especially with the Devil being here. The Sun is kind of creating, it's creating a sort of a lightness all around. Ultimately, you are protected and supported and divinely guided, and I think you know this. Ultimately, everything is okay, everything has been okay, and everything will be okay. And I get the sense that you have a deep knowing about this, that you're on a path that's divinely protected and guided, that support always comes to you at the right time, and you trust what you're going through and where you're headed. You could also have Leo energy, or you're working with some sort of Leo energy here, because we have the Sun and Strength. So you might want to look into where Leo is in your chart. Okay, what else do we need to know about Group 2? You have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. With the Queen of Pentacles, I get the sense of holding space for yourself and learning to be resourceful, learning to rely on your inner resources, and just having a lot of space for yourself. Giving a lot of tenderness also to the sort of shadow work that you've been doing, being very compassionate to yourself and not judging yourself as you go through it. And by being in the Queen of Pentacles energy, you're ultimately in service of becoming the King of Wands. You're in the process of becoming the King of Wands, someone who's a leader, who is charismatic, who sets an example for others. This is a sort of masculine energy that, like, when they're in a room, you can't really ignore. They kind of take on the alpha, not in like the hyper masculine sense, but like they're just so integrated and confident within that people want to follow them or want to take their opinion or just kind of consider their presence. And yeah, like the King of Wands is someone hard to ignore, someone very respectable and admired and envied. What else do we need to know about group 2? You have oh, by the way, I'm feeling the King of Wands energy really strongly in the sense that it's like fire energy. And I know I said Leo earlier, so again, that's coming through. It's like if you have fire in your chart, you're learning to embody them more fully. And you're learning to integrate all aspects of them. Like, for example, if you have a lot of Leo, you're deepening your sense of what it means to be a Leo, you know, that it's like the superficial layer is, oh yeah, they're like very grandiose and they like attention, but really, Leo energy is the sun. It's this sort of childlike radiance. It's actually about being so connected to the inner child and allowing yourself to shine that sort of divine essence and play and innocence. So kind of get the sense that you're purifying your, like, the fire in your chart. Like, you know, if we're talking about Sagittarius, it's like, oh, they're rambunctious and they don't take anything seriously and they're like commitment avoidant. But the real, like the deeper part of Sag is this, it's commitment to freedom, right? And to truth. And it's deeply philosophical. It wants expansion always. So there's something like that here. Like you're purifying what it means to be the King of Wands. To not be like this manipulative leader or player, because that can be like the reverse. But a leader who is charismatic, who people respect, and who uses their power in a very honorable way. You have the Two of Swords as well, and this is, I get the sense that you don't really know what's coming. Like the future is kind of hidden from you at the moment. You don't really know what's next. and there are various paths to take. And all of that is kind of unclear. Yeah, and it's not like you are needing to make a decision right now, but it's almost this sense, and I've experienced this myself, where like you don't know what's coming, but then all of a sudden you take like something shifts internally, and you feel like you've jumped onto another timeline, and all of a sudden you know how the story is going to end, if that makes sense. So it's like it's shielded for me right now. The future's unclear, but I feel like something's going to shift soon, where all of a sudden the clarity is going to come, and you're going to know the timeline you've chosen and how it's going to play out. Okay. Now let's get some messages from the Work Your Light deck. Group 2. You have, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So this is, once again, the Sun energy and King of Wands. You might actually be a Leo. This again is pointing to that Leo sort of energy, or fire energy. You're learning to let yourself shine. Don't dim to fit in. And it might be helpful to consider ways in which you've been dimming your light, to just tap a little deeper into the shadow work that you're doing. You're releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. There's that Devil confirmation. You're releasing limitations. You're unchaining yourself from old patterns. You're ushering in a new chapter where you don't have to repeatedly repeat these patterns. You have soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. You also have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So that's interesting. That's kind of like the Seven of Wands. The sense of wanting to be in connection, and then the part of you that's like distancing, withdrawing, holding back, putting up a wall. And I think this is necessary to your process. Is rather than know, what's really standing out to me is wait and postpone. So I feel like there's a sort of intelligence in you in holding back that serves your process somehow, and it's important that you wait before involving other people in your process, because you're in a really deep process with the Devil being here and strength. Then you have Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. This is like the Sun card. It's also like the Fossil. It's like what you're doing here is ancient. It's a path that many have walked before. And this path is divinely protected, divinely guided, divinely supported. You're doing this work for your lineage as well. You could be healing generational patterns and trauma. So your lineage is benefiting from this. Your ancestors are in support of the work that you're doing. We have the mountain from the wild unknown. I really like this archetype. Also known as the ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us toward its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. When light, it is grounded in the eternal, steadfast, uplifting. When dark, it's ominous, daunting, isolating, frigid. To go deeper, you can look into Mary Oliver's The Poet Dreams of the Mountain. Research mountains. Find one that strikes you and stare at it for a while. Where is it? The pilgrim may be awakening in you. The summit calls. Contemplate Joseph Campbell's suggestion. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. That reminds me of something I like to say when I get the sun. This is like feeling yourself at the center of life. Being the sun, I am at the center of life. I matter, I'm important, I shine. I shine for myself and I shine for those in my presence. That feels connected to this somehow. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. So, as you're doing this deep shadow work, don't get lost in trying to climb to the peak. It can create isolation and an inflated sense of self, and I think we got the isolation earlier with the Seven of Wands and the No card. So if you're already noticing this, perhaps it's time to ground a bit, to go into the mountain rather than striving for a sense of perfection with what you're doing. You can't be perfect when it comes to shadow work, otherwise it'll never end. I think it's time that you transition from doing the shadow work and kind of fixating on negative aspects of the self, and it's time that you move toward perhaps what we would call light work, focusing on your innate deservingness and worthiness, tuning into that place where you can feel worthy of shining, where your presence can be influential, it has impact, it matters. And there's something here that connected me to the ancestor card. Walking to the peak of the mountain stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods. So again, this is a path that many have walked before you. You're doing something very archetypal here. This is a hero's journey you're in. Many have walked this path before you, and it's divinely protected. It's important that you remain rooted so that you can get to the treasures within the mountain rather than the peak. There's nothing at the peak. You just go back down after. So look for the treasures within the core of the mountain. That's really important here. Look for the sun. Look for where you can find your power and radiate that power from within. Now, let's get some messages from the wisdom of the oracle. You have time to go, which gives off a similar feeling to the Six of Swords. Maybe there is actually somewhere you have to travel to, with the boat being here. Sometimes this can be seen as a travel card. This can also be a sort of mental transition, because the Six of Swords is part of the sword suit. And so it's about the air element and our thoughts, communication, the mind. So either way, there's a transition happening here. You're moving away from the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands, toward the Six of Swords. You're transitioning out of this guardedness, this waiting and postponing and distancing. You're making your way to a more balanced place. This could involve other people because we have a loyal heart, and there are two owls there looking at each other. There's a sort of symmetry in this card, quite similar to the Soul Family card. Also symmetry here. Yeah, so the transition you're making could be one in which you're letting down your guard and you're letting someone in on where you've been, how you've been feeling, what's been happening for you. Like kind of checking in with someone, or someone's checking in with you and you're responding warmly. This can also be like physically doing that as well, not just in communication, but actually being in the presence of people who care about you, who are aligned to you at a soul level. You have why. That's all that's on the card, just why. Then you have the fates. Almost as if this is like an answer to the question. It's really silly. It's reminding me of something here. Right, the Two of Swords. So it's like up until now, you haven't really been clear about where you're headed. Like your intuition has not revealed much to you at all in terms of what's ahead. And this feels almost like a reveal, like the cards came out like this, and when I pulled apart the cards, the fates was revealed. Do you get what I mean? It's like there's going to be some sort of revelation, I think. Clarity is coming. You're going to kind of all of a sudden recognize the path and where it's headed, how it's going to unfold, and what might be waiting near the end. What might be waiting near the end could be community. We got soul family earlier, loyal heart. So you're definitely letting down your guard and transitioning to a place where you can be more receptive to other people. And this is happening in a really gentle way as well, and I think that's important to name. It's not like you're forcing yourself to take a leap of faith, to kind of conjure up courage in order to show up for people. It's not like that at all. It's very gentle. It's like as time passes, as you continue to be resourceful internally and hold space for yourself, you're going to just naturally get the signal to no longer wait or postpone and move forward. The signal might be a sort of revelation. So again, the transitioning is like a gentle inching forward. You don't have to take a leap of faith here. You don't have to be brave or courageous. You're just going to naturally want to row your boat toward community, toward your soul family. Treasure Island. I'm going to hold off on that card. Let's get some tarot now. Can you tell us more? Okay, once the path is revealed to you, you might actually want to charge forward with the Knight of Wands here. There's so much fire energy here, by the way. With the Sun, Strength, King of Wands. Now we have the Knight of Wands, so you definitely have fire in your chart. And once the path opens up and you receive your revelation or clarity, I think you're going to want to actually charge forward toward your treasure island. Like there's going to be something that's going to, like you would be a fool not to go after it, is the sense I'm getting. Like, oh my God, it's so shiny. It's like everything I want. Why would I wait or postpone? Like I just need to achieve it or attain it. I'm trying to think of an example. How might this show up? It almost feels like an opportunity that's always been there, like a, you know, if it's in terms of work, it's like a way in which you can climb up the corporate ladder, or a way in which you can elevate your position. And it's always been there, but you never really considered it. And all of a sudden you're going to be like, why am I not going after that? Because that's how I can let myself shine. I think it's like once you allow yourself to shine, once you give yourself permission to feel worthy and deserving, to like be in that leader kind of energy, your treasure island is going to be clear to you. You're going to know where your path ends. And you're going to feel the creative impulse to want to go after it. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a beautiful confirmation. Once you let yourself shine, once you kind of uncover your innate sense of worthiness, the portal is going to reveal itself to you. You're going to see how you can elevate, shift timelines, line up to that thing that you've always been worthy of but just couldn't really see. This can be a new job, a job promotion, a new relationship, a new home, somewhere to move to. You're going to just want to switch up your life once you have this sort of clarity, once you reconnect with your sense of worthiness. Yeah, so this could be a relationship too with like soul family and the community card. Or, not just one relationship, but many, many friendships. Once you feel that sense of worthiness, you're naturally going to line up to the people that you're actually in resonance with, and you'll feel worthy of them and like have the openness to want to connect with them and build a friendship, build a relationship, build rapport. Yeah, I think so for many of you, actually, this is about community, since we got soul family and community. So you're rediscovering a sense of worthiness in order to line up with the people that are actually in resonance with you. And you don't really see that potential right now. But once the clarity comes, it'll just be a no-brainer. It'll just be like, oh, I know where my path ends. Of course, my treasure island is this community, this sense of belonging. And I know I'm deserving of it now, so I'm going to go after it. What else can we expect in the near future? You have the Two of Wands and Judgment. With Judgment, this is remembering an innate desire you've always had, remembering who you really are, remembering your values, what's actually in alignment with you, remembering your truth and choosing your truth. So again, this can be your community, choosing your community, being like, these are my people, these are who I want to surround myself with, and I'm worthy of that. This can be choosing a life partner. Oh, this is my person because they're in alignment with who I really am. So I'm going to go after that. I'm worthy of it. Or this can be stepping into that leadership position, elevating your position at work because you're worthy of it, because it's in alignment with your truth. With the Two of Wands, again, you will get that clarity, like we started off with the Two of Swords, not really knowing what's going to happen next, not having any intuition about the path forward. In your near future energies, we have the Two of Wands, indicating that you will be expanding your horizons. you're going to see a lot of opportunities and possibilities and potentialities in your field very soon. And normally, like I gave a warning to group 1 around near future energies. It's not really a warning, but just like a disclaimer that it's really difficult to read time because we all work with these energies differently. With your current energy, however, there is this sense of like you're so close to the shift. You just need like a couple more pieces to click into place before the shift happens and the clarity comes to you. So for you, I want to say that there's quite a momentum here. And the veil is thin. It's like you just kind of have to poke your finger through. It's like that. And again, this is like what you're realizing about yourself and what you want in life. And so that's, I guess, perhaps easier to predict time-wise. But as always, the disclaimer that I gave to group 1 was, you know, even though I do these readings monthly, I'm not necessarily reading what's going to happen in the next month in your near future energies. I'm rather reading a timeline potentiality, something that is open to you if you choose it, if you align with it, if you take the advice here. There's so many factors, so it's very hard to predict time or how things might unfold. The best I can do is to read potential and what's possible in your field. You have the Page of Pentacles. So in the near future, you're going to want to start a new project. This can be, again, like with the Ace of Pentacles, you might want to start a new relationship. You might want to start a new job, a new friendship. This is being at the beginning stages of something and tending to it, nurturing it so it can grow into something more substantial in the physical realm. So you might feel called in the near future to start something with someone, start something for yourself that can grow into something tangible in your 3D world. Okay, I'm going to end it here. You have the King of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Six of Wands. So success is on the way. It's going to be something you can celebrate and feel really proud of. You might receive recognition also. Recognition from your community maybe for all that you've overcome, all this work that you've done on yourself. I think you're also going to be really proud of yourself for the action you take moving forward. With the King of Cups, there's a sense of emotional mastery. You're going to arrive at a place where you're going to be really proud of how comfortable you are with your emotions now, how much capacity and resilience you've built in terms of your emotions. And there will also be this sense of heart opening, like an emotional shift, emotional expansion, spiritual expansion. You might feel a greater sense of belonging, safety, openness, love, compassion, worthiness. Yeah, this is huge. And I think it will likely come with your transition into being with your community and soul family. In doing so, you will unlock a deep reservoir of beautiful, beautiful emotions. You're going to surprise yourself by how deeply you feel, be it emotions around worthiness, belonging, safety, love, compassion. This is really beautiful. And I'll end your reading here, group 2. I'm really excited for you. I think a lot of great things are on their way, and this transition of yours just feels really exciting. Like, it doesn't seem scary. It doesn't seem like it's forcing you out of your comfort zone. It feels like it's just going to happen really naturally, and you're going to find yourself in community with your soul family and rediscover your own radiance and worthiness, and that's so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, group 2. I'm sending you so much love. And I will see you in another reading or in another video. Bye. If you chose group 3, Ruby, then this is your reading. Hi, group 3, welcome to your reading. For your group, we are using the Rider-Waite deck, and I actually already have some cards pulled out. I was just getting into it, then did a whole thing with my microphone, so I have to restart. But here we are. We have the Hermit, reverse 8 of Swords, 4 of Wands, Magician, and Justice. The Hermit came out with the 4 of Wands, and I just love to see these two together. It's such an unusual combination. With the Hermit card, I get the sense that you're currently hermiting. You're in a period of isolation, pulling back your energy from others, and you're really taking this time to discern what is yours and what isn't yours, to get more in touch with your intuition, your life force, your creative impulse. And all of this is really in service of you coming into your power. It's almost like you've decided it's time to take yourself more seriously and step into your power. And what that looks like is pulling away from distractions and other people's influences and really stepping into your own energy. So there's this sort of air of sovereignty around the Hermit energy, and I think that's what's being celebrated here with the 4 of Wands. I think you're celebrating yourself in doing this. And I also feel like your spirit guides, your ancestors, whoever you sense around you energetically are celebrating you in this. You're choosing to come into your power. You're no longer distracting yourself or trying to walk other people's paths out of peer pressure. You're no longer doing things how others do it just because that seems like the appropriate thing to do. With the Hermit, it's like you're really walking to the beat of your own drum now. You don't care how different your journey looks to other people's, you are committing yourself fully to your own energy, regardless of how it looks or comes off to other people, or regardless of how unconventional it is to hermit or to focus on yourself in this way. And this is stabilizing your life force. This is really paving the way for bigger and better things for you. You also have the Eight of Swords reversed. So you're releasing limiting narratives. You're really letting go of thoughts that used to hold you back. You're letting go of external pressures also that used to keep you sort of blindfolded, or that used to make you believe you were trapped or limited somehow. You're letting go of those external influences and pressures. So once again, like by coming into your power, by hermiting, by releasing distractions, you're walking to the beat of your own drum, and it really doesn't matter anymore how unconventional your path looks like from the outside looking in. It's like, if this is what it takes to come into my power, to do the thing I was put here to do, I want to do it. I want to do whatever it takes, no matter how weird I look to people around me, no matter how conventional my process is. You could have Libra energy in your chart with justice being here. The scales are balancing out now that you've chosen to do this. You're getting your karmic justice in doing this. And I get the sense that, like, it's not like you've manifested anything yet. You're still in hermit mode, but there's already so much to celebrate. Like, you've taken such a huge step forward by becoming the hermit, by coming into your own energy like this, that in it of itself is the scales balancing out. That in it of itself is your karmic justice. And that will lead to actual physical manifestations that reflect this karmic balance. You have the Magician here as well, so you're really coming into your power, and that is making you incredibly magnetic, incredibly powerful in your ability to create. You're creating whatever you set your mind to now. You're so much in your own energy, you're creating whatever your energy is. There's so much power here. And there's a lot of masculine energy. And I'm feeling this masculine energy as direction, as like a directed focus. You're manifesting now. Like this, the hermit in your spread right now is not, like, normally it's about self-discovery, shining a light within and getting to know yourself. But for you, and because of the surrounding cards, this is you discerning your energy, and in doing so, you're coming into your power to manifest what you were always destined for, So it's like a more advanced version of the Hermit. Like, you already know who you are. This time, as you Hermit, you're actually just, you're going straight for the gold, you know? Tell us more. You're also holding space for some negative emotions. With the Five of Cups here, this could be feelings of disappointment, letdown, feeling forsaken, feeling forgotten, feeling invisible, erased. As the Queen of Pentacles, you are tapping into your inner resources to hold space for this feeling that's coming up right now to be integrated. You also have the Six of Swords, so you're actually moving along quite swiftly. You're not getting stuck on this feeling. You're not identifying with this feeling. You're doing a great job of holding space for this feeling of disappointment. And you're transitioning forward mentally without much rumination. So that's really nice to see. There's a lot of emotional mastery here. Can you tell us more? We have the Knight of Swords. So the Five of Cups is pointing to sort of mental rumination represented by the Knight of Swords, with thoughts that you're very used to that carry this feeling of disappointment or feeling forsaken, feeling like you don't matter or you don't deserve what you want. And there's a way in which you can easily get into a sort of mental vortex with that feeling. And there's an inner struggle where you find yourself back and forth between that, the Knight of Swords energy, that way of like mentally ruminating, and the Two of Wands, which is looking out into the future, your horizons expanding and feeling a sense of expansion, possibility, potentiality, and opportunities everywhere. So it seems that sometimes you kind of get pulled into a mental vortex of rumination, and then sometimes you snap out of it and you're like, wait, the world's my oyster. I can do anything I want. My life is full of opportunities and possibilities. And it seems that you've been kind of going back and forth, but with the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, it seems like you are swiftly navigating your way out of this tug of war with your mind. You're moving toward more calm, more balance, mentally speaking. And what else do we need to know about Group 3's situation? Oh, interesting. you have the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. You also have the Ten of Swords. The King of Pentacles can be someone external. It can also be read as a part of you. I'm going to read both. So this can be someone external that you see as your match. Someone who shares a lot of similar values, who's equally resourced, equally grounded and powerful and stable and secure. And there's a desire to share ideas with them, to connect, to speak about something, to start a conversation. But there's also a sense of defeat with that, feeling disappointed, feeling defeated, feeling surrendered, and there's a heaviness to this. So it could be like, again, a sort of tug of war between hope and wanting to open up a discussion, a conversation, and then the other part of you feeling really defeated and like it won't amount to anything. It's probably better if I just give up. And you're like battling yourself and kind of going back and forth about what you really believe around this connection. Now for reading the King of Pentacles, it's something internal. This is your progress toward becoming someone financially, materially secure and stable. This could represent goals you have within your career and what's going to make you a lot of money and generate a lot of success, and having ideas about that and how you can move toward that. At the same time, there's this heaviness. Like, maybe it's better if I don't get my hopes up. Maybe it's better if I just surrender to whatever happens, happens. Like, maybe it's better if I don't have too many goals. And both can be true. Like, this could be happening internally in terms of your career and what you're moving toward. And at the same time, you could be also projecting this energy onto a person who carries the King of Pentacles energy, and there could be something going on with that as well. So this energy can be manifesting in two ways simultaneously. I find that actually happens a lot more than we are aware of sometimes. Energy manifesting a lot of ways and various aspects of your life mirroring each other. Okay, now I'm going to go into the Wisdom Oracle deck. What does group 3 need to hear? You have a change in the wind. So you might not see it currently, since you're in Hermit energy. You might not see the momentum that you're building toward what you want, but there is a sort of momentum building. There's a change in the wind. Things are actually happening more than you realize. You have yin as well and chopped wood. So to me, chopped wood is giving 8 of Pentacles. It's like, just to keep your head down and do the work that you know you have to do, if this is about working towards some version of success within your career, just do the work, do what you have to do, and everything else will fall into place. Chop wood and continue to hermit, continue to stay in your own energy, stay internal. This is benefiting you a lot. Trust that. What else does group 3 need to hear? Group 3. You have no place like home, soulmates. So for those of you that resonate with the King of Pentacles actually being someone outside of you that you want to connect with, here's your confirmation. This is someone who is aligned to you at the soul level. Someone who mirrors a lot back to you. You're equally stable and secure, equally resourced. You're aligned. And perhaps there's this sense of belonging or safety that you're trying to establish in this connection. Perhaps they feel like home. That's something you can trust, is what I'm hearing. That sense of alignment and safety is something you can trust. So as you continue to release the feeling forsaken or disappointed or let down, release the feeling of the Ten of Swords as well, which is similar. It's also like disappointment, feeling let down, feeling betrayed, letting go, surrendering, giving up. As you continue to digest this energy, you might notice a sort of opening or curiosity about having that conversation you want to have. So allow that to happen naturally. Allow yourself to transition out of these heavier energies toward more openness and curiosity within yourself. From there, I think you'll naturally want to trust what you're already emotionally and intuitively sensing about this connection. You have milk and honey. Your life is going to feel so rich. So the King of Pentacles is also going to manifest as literal success, I think, for many of you. Your life is going to feel so decadent and rich and sweet. I'm going to go into the guidebook so we can read a little bit more about this energy. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. Oh, these times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. So this is the Hermit energy with the Four of Wands. And also confirmation that you're moving toward the King of Pentacles. If the King of Pentacles represents success and abundance for you, this is a really sweet time in your life that you've entered into. The Four of Wands represents the land of milk and honey. You are ushering in opportunities now that you've chosen to fully walk to the beat of your own drum and remain in your authenticity. You are trusting that in doing so, your needs will be met, and your senses are now awakening to a myriad of possibilities with the Two of Wands here. You're wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet trusting the abundance that you are magnetizing in as the Magician. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. That's the Queen of Pentacles, like a sense of resourcefulness. You are so spacious in how resourceful you are, how grounded you are in your ability to nourish yourself and others. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity, and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Yeah, this is so good. I need to emphasize to you how magnetic you are, how you're so full of potential right now. Your field is extra potent, and this card is really illuminating all of that. I want to almost just reread all of this so you can lock it in. Your field is extremely potent. You have entered the land of milk and honey. Be open to all possibilities now. You're getting a taste of what you want. That was the Four of Wands card. You're getting a taste of what you want. And even though not much of it has manifested physically, simply being in your own energy and getting a strong sense of that, you are manifesting. That energy is the energy of abundance. That energy is what you are going to cultivate outward and externally. By getting a taste of yourself, you're getting a taste of abundance, Okay, let's get some work your light messages now. What else does group 3 need to hear? Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. So with this, I'm getting the sense that a lot is happening in the background, behind the scenes. You might not see much evidence of that currently, but you will very soon. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? It's time that you really come into sovereignty with your energy and take actionable steps toward cultivating what's meant to come out of your energy, toward creation. What is this energy meant to create? You have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So there's a lot of energetic support around you. And when I say that, I invite you to feel into the felt sense of it. There is energetic support around you. You have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? To continue to work through denser, heavier energies like the Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords. In digesting these emotions, you'll be able to open yourself up more to possibilities and various ways in which you can take action toward what you want. You have soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Group 2 got a lot of these cards as well. So as much as you're hermiting by being your energy, you're also clarifying what you want your soul family to look like. What sort of people do you want to surround yourself with? What sort of people do you truly find nourishing? What sort of people inspire you and actually propel you forward? This is coming into clarity at this time as you are hermiting and getting to know your energy better. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Yeah, so you're gestating at the moment, but you're meant to create, to be with your energy so much that you create something for this world. And you birth new creations when you're ready. You're dreaming a new world into being right now by being in your own energy. You're moving toward abundance. It's like what's going to generate abundance for you is what you're going to share with the world that will be of value for the world, and you will get that value back. So just kind of getting the sense that a lot of you are working on something, and by hermiting, you're clearing up space to work more deeply, to be in deep work. And that feels important here. And that's going to be the thing that brings in all of this abundance that the milk and honey card is pointing to and the King of Pentacles is pointing to. Abundance is coming, but it's going to come through what you share with the world. The value that you share with the world, that value will be reflected back as abundance and material freedom for you. Okay, now let's go into near future energies, but I feel like we've already been kind of reading that. So let's just get a couple cards to close this off. What else does group 3 need to know? you have Three of Wands and Six of Cups, along with Ace of Pentacles and Judgment. So again, there are two ways of reading this. Since we got soulmate earlier, if you want to read this as a connection, it is someone you know that will be coming back into your field once you enter a more receptive state, or in the near future you will be entering a more receptive state that will bring in an opportunity to reconnect with the past somehow. And the past in this case can be that person that feels like home. There's a sense of nostalgia here. It can be the King of Pentacles if you felt more like the Queen of Pentacles earlier. And there can be a sort of rekindling or reawakening of connection here with this person, and an opportunity to build on something tangible, meaningful. For others, this is getting into a receptive state where you reconnect with something of the past, but like within yourself. So this can be like a project you've always wanted to work on, something you've always wanted to create and put out, and now and you're coming into a more receptive state to actually take that on and work on it and bring it into fruition with the Ace of Pentacles. So in which case, Judgment is like waking up to this innate desire to actualize this thing, this project, like recognizing that you've always wanted to actually work on this or share this with the world. You've always wanted to create this thing or to be known for this thing. And that kind of sharp clarity is going to make you take it seriously and actually birth it into this world. And again, both scenarios can apply. These energies can be manifesting in both ways. And I'm going to leave your reading here, group 3. What an interesting reading. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know if the reading resonated in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Sending you so much love, and I'm so excited for you and everything that is unfolding for you. I'll see you in another video or in another